What's up? How we doing, guys? We're live. Last time we had some issues with the live stream, but tonight we're good. Tonight we are good. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash up those likes as you're coming in here. This is going to be a very, very good, interesting live stream on the Bitcoin kind of crash that we're looking at right now. There are some thoughts that I want to share with you guys. I'm also going to be taking your questions, so drop them in the comments as we're going along with this live stream. And of course, guys, as you are coming in, do me a favor and smash up the like so that YouTube can push this out with the algorithm to other subscribers that want to watch this content. It's good to be back behind my microphone and talking to you guys here on a solo live stream. How we all doing, guys? Let me know if the audio and video is all good in the comments. But let's just get started here. Don't want to waste too much time here. Everything looks good on my side, although that's always how it looks. And then we go live, and then things happen. Yeah, last one wasn't so good. It had a lot of technical issues, but here we are. So Bitcoin was trading kind of mostly sideways since we fell down to this range pretty much over the last kind of 10 days. And we've just seen Bitcoin fall down to our price area at the bottom of this kind of area of support right here. This is worse. And the reason it's worse, in my opinion, is simply because we're in a situation now where we've revisited this low for the third time, and that alone isn't good. But what I really don't like is that our previous recoveries were pretty quick, right? We're on the 1 hour time frame right now, and if you take a look at the kind of recoveries that we saw previously, missing the 360-degree live, yeah, that was hilarious. If you guys know what he's talking about, then you're gonna find that very, very funny. If you look at the kind of bounces we saw previously, we were getting really nice quick bounces in the market, where within just a matter of hours of falling to our low, I mean, in this case, kind of 4 hours, we're already up by like 6% on this occasion right here. If we go 4 hours forward, we were up by like 7.5%, right? Some really, really nice moves up. But on this occasion here, if we look forward 4 hours, we're actually up by only 1.5%. I mean, the market's just not producing significant recoveries off this area of support, and that's of course just another very, very clear sign of weakness in the market. It doesn't necessarily mean that the market has to drop, right? Because we do have this kind of area of support that looks something a little bit like this to me right here, where we could be seeing kind of Bitcoin recovering back up, and there is a potential play here which I've considered, something that could be a potential kind of trading opportunity. Not sure if I'd actually do it, but it is something that I've been looking at. But bottom line, I mean, this is your classic setup where you kind of fall down to a support area. You have some nice bounces initially, and then you wait a little bit longer. You come back down to the same area. Shout out to Demiano on a cruise ship going through the Panama Canal. That is very, very cool. I've never heard of any of our viewers being in the Panama Canal. You're balling right now, mate. That is very, very cool. Bjorn saying, yeah, there's no juice in it. I think we go to 15.6 for a retest. Indeed, might be 15.3, but I doubt it. So I don't know, maybe 14K today. That is exactly the topic of this live stream. So if you are excited for our legends, do me a favor and smash up those likes as we're coming in. Again, just for the YouTube algorithms, these live streams are really hard to get off the ground lately. Since the bear market, obviously a lot of people want to watch them, but YouTube just isn't pushing them out, unfortunately. The absolute low, as Bjorn mentioned in the comment here, is about kind of 15.5, 15.6 around here. And so this is kind of like our final frontier before potentially dropping quite low. And the thing to keep in mind is that there isn't really any support for Bitcoin until, for me on this chart, kind of like 13 point. Well, this line should be a little bit higher, kind of like 13.8. So this is kind of a, your classic kind of trapdoor thing where if we lose an area of support right here, I just don't see anything happening for Bitcoin until we fall down to kind of 13.8, which would be quite a drop. I mean, it's not that bad when you consider the kind of opportunities that would present, right? Because if we do end up getting a move like this right here from, the bottom, just the bottom of this area down to this low, that's an 11% move, or from our current price, that's more like a 13% move. And, an 11% move just with a little bit of leverage, 2-3x, can start to look like a really, really nice profit. I'm not saying that that's a trade that I would necessarily take, but it's certainly one that I think would be a good idea. And by the way, you guys already know the deal. I've been talking about BitGet and Bybit quite a bit. They're actually still running these offers right here. I don't know how long Bybit's offer is going to last now. It's probably coming to an end. Oh, it's got, yeah. All right, never mind. This is worth taking a look at, guys. There's a $30,000 bonus available on Bybit if you want to sign up there. That means they're going to put 30K in your account, depending on how much you deposit and trade with. And by the way, they actually sponsor the Red Bull team, and they won. So that is very, very cool. You can see a little bit of that down here. And BitGet also, making big moves because they've got quite an easy bonus that you can get where, if something like this looks like a nice trading opportunity that you want to trade, you can actually do that without risking your own money. So if you make money, you make money, that's yours, you can withdraw it. But if you don't make money, I mean, you'd be using money that isn't yours in the first place. It's literally 100% risk-free trading. And it's quite easy to get this bonus if you just kind of read this. This isn't a particularly difficult trading bonus to get compared to what other exchanges are requiring. So this is well worth checking out. They're both linked in the description, but of course BitGet, they don't require you to use a VPN or even require you to submit KYC, which is very, very good. And that's the same all over the world right now. So definitely worth checking out. But yeah, some nice kind of opportunities if we do end up dropping lower. Before we even get there, though, I do just want to talk a little bit more about the support area. Like I said, the key thing that I want to focus us on right now is just the fact that we were getting quick bounces previously, and we're not even getting really a bounce at all right now. And we're definitely not getting a quick one because we fell down to this area 16 hours ago, and we're back down to the same low right now. So this is definitely an instance where it looks like the Bitcoin market could be crashing. And the thing is again, there's just not a whole lot of liquidity, right? So as soon as we start sweeping prior lows, that's where things can get really, really bad. So this prior low that we had here was at 15.8. If we fall below this, that's where another kind of trap door can open up for Bitcoin, where, literally just, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, $50 below this, and then we're potentially looking at falling right back down to the bottom of this range. And you could potentially, because this is the swing low, you could potentially just kind of outline this as a separate area of support that might look something a little bit like this. And I think that would be fair. But bottom line, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think you can put too much faith in this kind of support area because it's not like historically, if we go back to what happened in 2020 when we broke above 20K, or back in 2017 and 2018 when we were falling down and rising up within these kind of price areas, it was always very, very brief. We never hung around these price levels for particularly long, and the end result of that is that we didn't get a chance to build any resistance, and of course we didn't get any chance to build any support, of course, because resistance and support are the same thing, right? I mean, it's support if you're moving down, but it's resistance if you're moving up, but ultimately it's the same price level, and we just didn't really do anything at these price levels, so we can't expect any support. And that's why, when this crash finally did happen, that's why Bitcoin was able to move down so quickly. I mean, when it got this retest up at our resistance all the way down to this low, it literally only took Bitcoin about a day to lose a quarter of its value. So very, very big drop happening right there off this low, and I think that is something that's worth paying attention to. Also, I want to take a look at some of our support and resistance indicators. I mean, there's really just resistance at the moment. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame with our beautiful Ichimoku cloud, let's wait for this to load up here. Have I even let me just go ahead and refresh the page. Not sure why it's not loading up right now. Oh wow, has my TradingView subscription ended? Okay. I pay for my TradingView subscription with Bitcoin, so obviously it doesn't automatically renew. Some talking about Solana in the comment section. I'm going to be covering Solana a little bit. Ethereum taking a substantial hit. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah, Ethereum is down a little bit. Ethereum's something that we're going to be analyzing a little bit later on in this live stream as well. So if you are looking forward to that, do me a favor and smash up those likes as we go on here. 1 hour Ichimoku cloud, just kind of casting a bit of a shadow on the market. Not particularly huge because it's just too small of a time frame. The 4 hour cloud is what I think is important. We still haven't actually tested it. If you do think we're going to break down, I think that it does make sense we at least kind of hit the resistance cloud and then potentially drop down. We're in a pretty bad position, guys. I'm not even going to beat around the bush here. This cloud has gotten really big. We had chances where we could have formed a rally previously, but because we've spent so long down here, we've kind of firmed up that this price direction is the one that we're probably going to be heading in. Do I think there's a chance for a recovery? Yeah, absolutely. All the same reasons that I told you I'm just not that worried are still true now. I'm still just not that worried. TradingView has Black Friday sales ongoing right now. That is very, very true. We're actually going to be launching ours very soon for 4Fly's VIP, but just go ahead and ask now, and we'll get you those discounts anyway. Just run them quietly, I suppose. So yeah, this Ichimoku cloud right here, potentially casting a little bit of shadow on Bitcoin at the moment, and yeah, we're seeing the same thing with our EMAs, right? I mean, you know, our EMAs had a chance to catch up to Bitcoin, and again, like clockwork, guys, just every time we hit this EMA ribbon, we're getting rejection. I mean, it's so damn predictable. It's not even funny at this point. You know, so again, I mean, all the indicators are pointing down, and that is just because our overall price direction has been lower. I guess there's a little bit of relief if we look at this on the 1-day Ichimoku cloud, because we're still actually pretty far away from our resistance area. Let's take a slightly more clean chart. We're still actually quite far away from our resistance area right here, you know, so that is a little bit of relief for sure. You know, there's I mean, let's just calculate up to our resistance level. We got a 22% pump, and the thing is that if we do get up to this resistance level, it's pretty thin, right? I mean, previously our resistance clouds were much thicker. If you've watched my video on the Ichimoku cloud, which you can find by typing this into the YouTube search bar, this is part of my 4Flight Academy courses that you get inside of VIP. Most people that join VIP are going to get these for free. This Ichimoku video, if you type this into YouTube, you can see one of those course videos for free on YouTube to get a little bit of a taster of what's behind that paid wall, where I break down what this indicator is, how to use it, and so on. We use these a lot. We've been using them for a really, really long time. And the thing is that the wider these clouds out are, generally, the stronger that's going to represent resistance in this case because it's red. But the thinner these clouds are, generally, that's going to represent weaker resistance. So that's something to be keeping in mind in the market. It's a very interesting indicator. It's got like 3-4 different dimensions that you can use for analysis, which generally isn't the case for most other indicators. But right now, guys, it does look like your typical kind of sell-off where we have that initial big move up, and then we just kind of put up less and less of a fight as time goes on. We can actually see this as well on the 1 hour time frame. If I just kind of highlight for you, one of the key signs of this is you know, the kind of highs that we're setting, and this is about to sound very familiar if you've been subscribed to the YouTube channel for a little while, is that we're setting lower highs in this market until eventually the price floor collapses and we end up dropping down. Now, we have also been setting higher lows, and that, by the way, is still true right now. I mean, it's about to not be true, but it is still currently true. But I think that you know, because we're bearish, you know, any time we're showing signs that point toward us being neutral, which is what we're seeing here, you know, higher lows with lower highs, you know, kind of a neutral sign. Anytime we've got neutral signs inside of an overall bearish market, to me, I am going to start raising my eyebrows a little bit and thinking that, yeah, this might not, you know, this might not look so good. And the reason that I said you're going to recognize this if you've been a subscriber to the YouTube channel is simply because that's exactly what we've been seeing over this last little bit in the market, right? Where we have been, ever since Bitcoin fell down to this 20K range in June, Bitcoin has actually been setting a series of lower highs, and there were only, you know, 3 right here before, or 2 lower highs really, before we ended up collapsing down. But we can print these kind of patterns on shorter time frames, and that's what I want to be pointing out to you right now. I mean, this is a shorter time frame right here, and it absolutely looks like a similar kind of setup right now. So you know, Bitcoin loves to repeat its characteristics on different time frames. I hate to say this, guys, but I mean, you know the deal. I mean, this is what you get on this YouTube channel. You know that I'm not bullshitting you because I'm consistently telling you things that you just don't want to hear. And I don't want to say them either, but it isn't going to change the truth, is it? So, you know, that's where we are with this market right now. And that is something that I am, unfortunately, just going to be making sure that I'm staying quite well aware of. I mean, I don't want something like this to be catching me off guard or just generally not being prepared for this kind of thing. So that is very, very important to be highlighting to you guys right here in this video. The other thing that I want to take a look at is, if we do end up moving up now, because we've spent a fair bit of time down here without kind of getting a quick recovery, that might mean that bears might try and just kind of find a little bit of resistance for the market, and then, you know, potentially we get that kind of kiss of death and then we move down. Again, this is generally going to be the best scenario for the market because it's just healthy, right? We're getting a move up, we're giving the bulls a chance to recover it, we're giving the bears a chance to enter more support, more short positions as well. So generally that's the healthiest thing that the market can produce. Whether we do it or not, I don't know. And as we're live right now, we have actually continued to slide down a little bit. Let's actually, just in the last minute, Bitcoin fell down to 15.6, you know, which is very, very close to this green box that I drew for you guys recently. We might continue to form this sell-off to the downside. So right now we're just kind of trading at this low. See, each of these, kind of bounces that we got here, they could end up acting as resistance right now, so a little bit of price action here, potentially acting as resistance here, and then we kind of do something a little bit like that. It's definitely something that I wouldn't want to act like it's impossible or anything. And we take a look at some of that price action from the fateful day where we dropped down here. Thank you to FTX and all that. There's not a whole lot to read into this really, but it is this kind of bottom area right here that we're going to be focusing on. And like I said, anytime we do potentially start mounting our moves to the upside, there is going to be quite likely some resistance for the market to capture before potentially dropping down, and that is what I'm going to be looking at. So again, on the 1 hour time frame, for me, that main area is just going to be around here. It's fairly clear to see, I think, if you just kind of draw this with a box, that this is quite an important area for the market. You can see that because there's a nice amount of support right here that we got just very quickly boosting the market up, but then some even bigger bounces right here. Take a look at this, some nice big bounces here, a little bit of consolidation, some nice support. We didn't really use this line, this box as resistance yet, right? There isn't really an occasion where the price falls below this area and then gets rejected. But that I think that absolutely could happen if we end up getting back up here right now. So from our current price, that would be about a 4% move. Again, really good, right? I mean, if you're one of the people that are comfortable with higher leverage levels like 20x, a 4% move on 20 times leverage is an 80% profit, which is absolutely huge. I mean, at plus 80%, you've nearly doubled your money. And again, guys, I have to highlight it just because the opportunity is too fucking good. These kind of trading opportunities, if they fit your risk profile, if it's something that you're willing to do, you don't even have to risk your own money, and you still get the benefits if you do sign up to exchanges like BitGet and Bybit that I've linked down below in the description. $400 bonus right here with BitGet is absolutely huge, and you don't have to do a whole lot. I mean, compared to what other exchanges are offering. So this is definitely worth taking a look at. And with Bybit, it's not even fucking funny at this point. Actually, no, it is funny. It's fucking hilarious that they're offering potentially up to $30,000 to you, depending on what you deposit and what you trade on Bybit. Just huge bonuses right here that Bybit is offering you. Again, this would mean that is $30,000 deposited into your account that you don't need to deposit yourself, and you can trade with this money, you can make profits with this money, and you can withdraw those profits as well. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So well worth checking out. It's and 20x right now, I mean, at these lower price levels, I've started to become more comfortable using numbers like that. I mean, when Bitcoin was a lot higher, I wouldn't be using, leverage numbers that high. But as Bitcoin drops lower, it becomes a little bit easier to digest those kind of numbers. We've seen some more VIP members using them. Obviously, it's not necessarily the best of ideas, but if your risk profile fits it, then good. It does for me at the moment, so that's why I'm talking about it. Just continuing to slide down a little bit by the looks of it. Yeah, we're on the 1 hour time frame right here, going real degen mode. We formed a little bit of a recovery right here, and now potentially continuing that drop lower. So this is something I'll come back to in a little bit. For now, I also want to switch over to Ethereum. Thank you all for tuning into this one, by the way. Up to about 400 viewers. I think we can get this a fair bit higher if you guys do smash up those likes if you're enjoying this so far. Thank you all so much for the engagement. Yeah, look at that. That dump is potentially intensifying right now. Maybe just kind of moving down to the bottom of this range. So we really got to see how Bitcoin interacts with this support level right here. But like I said, I'm not super optimistic. And if we do fail the support level, then I don't think that there's anything standing between Bitcoin and $14,000, unfortunately. So we are going to see how that plays out. Probably, maybe even on this live stream. Ethereum just swinging to a new low right here. Ethereum doesn't have any support really until about $1,000 now, from what I'm seeing. I can show that to you on the daily time frame. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, so it's this bottom area right here that I'm interested in. If I just kind of draw a line and replay the chart to this time in the market, 1 hour time frame, you can see that this kind of green line that I just drew for you guys was a really important level for Ethereum. This is where we got some important bounces right here in this market back in June, July of 2022. You can see some really, really nice support hits off this line, and of course a couple resistance hits as well. And what's really significant about this level is that not only did it trigger bounces, but it also triggered big bounces. On this occasion it was a 24% move, on this occasion it was a 27% move, and on this occasion it doesn't even fit on the screen. It was a 65% move at least, depending on if Ethereum continued traveling up from there, and I actually don't remember if it did or not, but a 65% move of this area is huge, and we haven't actually returned back down to this price level until, yeah, I mean, it could potentially happen today, and so I don't think that that this is something to just brush off lightly. Not saying that you are, of course, but I think that this is definitely something to be paying attention to because, generally, if the market does kind of fall down here, especially considering we were already down here, it's generally going to be quite likely that we go all the way to the bottom. So we may end up seeing Ethereum interact with this price level, and if we do, it'd be very interesting to see if we are able to mount an attack, and if so, what would happen. If we do mount a little bit of an attack right here, that could potentially result in Ethereum getting all the way back up to about 12,080, maybe $1,300. But then, potentially printing that kind of kiss of death. And then we form, some quite typical price action for these markets. So, someone's just commented that Bitcoin's breaking. Yeah, Bitcoin's just down at its absolute low right now. Ethereum isn't. So that's interesting. Yeah, Bitcoin's just hit this green box that we were talking about earlier on in the live stream. Dump definitely intensifying, and it's not slow either. I mean, this is a 1 minute time frame, and on this 1 minute time frame, I mean, just within the last 2-3 minutes, we're already down by 1.5%. Robert's saying, I guess I should have done a 20x on Solana. Let's go ahead and take a look at Solana right here. Solana is also available, by the way, on Bybit if you're interested in trading, and I'm 99% sure it's available on BitGet as well as a derivative pair as well, which is absolutely great. Solana's down at about $11. It's just kind of been jumping around these price ranges for a little bit. Yeah, it's not looking too good, to be honest. I mean, this is your classic, slow bleed out that turns into a quick bleed out. We've seen this happen a lot. Generally looks something a little bit like this. Quite fucking depressing, to be honest. Not really something that I'm excited to be talking about. And we did lose this area of support right here as well. So that is, what is this? Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that icon before. That must be new. I think I need to find a chart with some deeper price history for Solana. Let's actually just go on coinmarketcap.com and pull up Solana's chart over here. And let's just see with all of its history on the candle chart, of course, how far back this thing goes. Waiting for this to load up a little bit. If we do have any questions, by the way, please just tag me in your question. Just write my name at Sammy Loyal. It will also fill with my name, and that way you can be assured that I will read your comment. If you don't do that, I'm most likely not going to read your comment. But if you do, then I'm definitely going to read your comment because it just highlights it and makes it very, very obvious. And of course, it shows me that you're keeping, you're paying attention, which is useful because obviously when there's a lot of people asking questions, I want to choose the ones that are putting in just a little bit more effort because there's no other way I can prioritize questions otherwise. I can't load up this chart for some reason, but I think that's okay. I think the key thing is that we did have this area of support. We have potentially just now lost it. So this could definitely turn into something pretty bad. If Solana, again, does kind of make a little bit of a move up, it's going to be in a similar position to Bitcoin, I think, where this floor that Solana was able to enjoy at about $12.50, $12.60, this floor could turn into a ceiling, again, potentially resulting in Solana dropping down. So please do make sure that you are paying attention to that kind of thing because that could definitely turn into something quite dangerous and important for you guys who are still in the space to be aware of. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's making a little bit of a recovery now. Again, we don't have anything to go off other than the 1 minute time frame. But from what I am seeing right here, unfortunately, not looking particularly great overall. Let's see what else we have here. I did want to talk to you guys about the dollar a little bit. I think that one of the reasons we're seeing this is simply because the dollar is going up. The dollar from the 15th of November, which was about a week ago, 6 days ago, has seemed to bottom out. And we're now looking at a 2.5% move up for the dollar. This is actually exactly what I was talking to you guys about. So, if you do remember, if you were subscribed to the YouTube channel and smashing up those likes, you're going to remember that I was talking about this a lot on this YouTube channel where I was saying that the dollar is dropping by quite a bit. And it did drop by quite a bit, right? If we zoom out, we can really see that. But, for a lot of this dump right here, am I going to invest in Solana? No. For a lot of this dump right here, the US dollar was moving down. The stock markets, indices, and so on were moving up, but Bitcoin wasn't able to get any of that sunshine. Bitcoin wasn't able to get any of that glory. And what I was warning you guys about is that the dollar isn't going to keep dropping down in a straight line, right? The dollar is eventually going to have to recover up, whether that means it fully recovers and enters a little bit of a bull rally again, or if it just has a, quite short-term reaction rally, the dollar is going to start doing something, and to me that was fairly obvious, but of course a lot of people, they just think that the current state of the market is how it will always be, which, just obviously isn't true, so unfortunately, those people wouldn't have been able to take my warning, but hopefully many of you guys did, and you will know now that yeah, we were talking about this. If the dollar does end up moving down, that's probably going to hurt Bitcoin, because Bitcoin wasn't able to get any sunshine when it should have, when the dollar was putting Bitcoin in a position of strength. So to me, I find it hard to believe that Bitcoin is going to be immune from the bad stuff happening. If it can't even do the good stuff, how is it going to resist the bad stuff? That's kind of my take right here, especially because we are kind of in this bear market now where, let's be honest, a lot of people just don't care about this market unless they stand to make money from it, and that is okay. I don't think there's anything necessarily bad with that, but you do need to understand the kind of climate that you are potentially getting yourself into when you enter this space. So that's the dollar right there. If we take a look at the S&P 500 as well, there is some interesting stuff going on here, and I will just get to your questions very, very shortly in a minute here. So if you are enjoying this live stream, finding it useful in any way whatsoever, do me a favor and smash up those likes. Just double check that you are subscribed and all that good stuff as well. Someone's asked me, when do I think Bitcoin will bottom? The thing is, I think that Bitcoin is potentially going to be suffering and slowly bleeding out for as long as conventional markets are. I'd love to tell you that we're near the end, and I've been saying that for a while. I do think that we're in a pretty decent position overall, way better of a position than most people think, for sure. There's just too much bear porn is what we call it, right? I'm just going to type this out for you so you know exactly what I'm saying. Just bear porn, just fucking, and don't Google this for fuck's sakes, but you know what I mean? Like, just things that, just bears are just rubbing themselves off to, getting excited about. There's just a lot of that going around right now, and I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the most, reliable, most accurate thing to happen in the market right now. I mean, the best time to be bearish is obviously when people are very, very bullish, when the markets are quite high. But, is it the best time to be bearish? Over here, over here, obviously a lot of people were bearish, but over here, way more people are bearish. And again, you just kind of look at where we are. If you think that the market is going to do something a little bit like this, then yeah, sure, you could be bearish here. But really, how low is Bitcoin going to go before it potentially kind of does something a little bit like this, which I think most people think is going to happen. You're exiting the market here. Well, that's not too bad. You'll obviously be missing out on another potential 66% crash, which is great, if that's how low this market is going to go. But we don't really know that, and so the best time, obviously I don't need to tell you this, would have been when the market was a little bit higher. So that's just something that I think is really, really important to keep in mind. At some point, you start paying a higher opportunity cost for exiting the markets. I don't know when that point is coming, and I don't know if that point is going to come on this occasion. But me as a very, very long-term player in this space, someone that's been around for more than 5 years, obviously I don't think that this is going anywhere. And the thing is, and I've said this before so many times, is that all this drama, all this shit that's happened to crypto, that hasn't affected things like things like the S&P 500 and so on. All of this is just FTX and centralization drama, right? But obviously, Bitcoin isn't really about that stuff, and it's really almost against all of that as well. So to see Bitcoin dropping, to me, just at the moment, means that the market is just irrationally selling off because it's scared. Perhaps because there isn't, like an overarching kind of big drive in the market for the market to kind of, recover up, or for the market to be optimistic. And that's something which is potentially holding the market down right now as well. So please do keep an eye on that. The S&P 500 hasn't been able to continue its rally yet, but this is just yet another kind of consolidation right here. So I am actually really liking what I'm seeing once more since we kind of hit these price areas for the S&P 500. It has been now about 10 days, so quite a bit of trading right here, and we have seen a little bit of a pullback, but more so just I would call this a time-based correction, because the price didn't really drop very high from our absolute high down to our low. We're down by about 1.8%, and this didn't happen within just a couple of hours. This happened across 1 week, and down to the low that we set within this little bear market. I mean, only minus 3%. It's really not that much at all, in my opinion. So, the S&P 500, in my opinion, just right now, looking like it is potentially in a position to get ready for a recovery. And I do think that that's going to be down to what happens to the dollar. Right now, I am seeing a fair bit of resistance for the dollar all the way up to kind of 110, so that is something which I think is worth keeping an eye on. I do want to go through some of your questions now. I can see that the comment section is really filling up with them. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these right now. And I'm actually going to try and start from the top so I don't miss any. Again, I'm just going to be focusing on the ones that type my name at the beginning of your question, because that way, like I said, I do think that we have a chance that I have a chance of reading it among all of the other questions. Someone's saying that there's big multi-year support at $12,000, and I hope that at least holds. Let's go ahead and take a look at that on the weekly time frame. Let's go on the logarithmic chart actually, and then let's drop a $12,000 Bitcoin line. So that's going to be, I actually prefer 11.6. I think 11.6 is the more accurate level, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's the same thing really overall. You're hoping that this would hold. I think that's also something that could hold. Anywhere below this kind of low, and like I said, I do think we are dropping by quite a bit, at least kind of 10%. But the real kind of support area does, in my opinion, stretch all the way down to 12. In fact, farther than 12. I mean, this whole support area to me kind of drops down to about $9,000, just because this is where we had a huge amount of consolidation. I mean, other than that, there wasn't necessarily huge things that happened at this $9,000 level, but this consolidation did last for 1 month. I actually remember it. No, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? It lasted for 2.5, 3 months. And I do remember it at that time in the market. There was a lot of frustration setting in at this point. So that area could just be, something that the price ends up falling down to and just kind of bouncing off, or something a little bit like that as well. Let's see what else we have here in the comments. I know you hate shitcoins, but can I do a super brief TA overview on algo? Mate, since you asked me so nicely, absolutely yes, I will do. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you very much for that question. Daily time frame, not a whole lot that I can see here. I'm sorry, this is a weekly. There's not a whole lot that I can see here because it's kind of traded like a shitcoin. I can't really say anything about it. It had a broadening wedge here, so that's never a good sign. Something that looks a little bit like this. Not really broadening, but it does broaden. That's a little bit weird. It looks like that momentum has now been lost. Again, I mean, coins like this, they are going to be just following Bitcoin. So I'm sure if we take a look at this against Bitcoin, this is going to be a more interesting chart. Let's go ahead and switch on to the weekly so we can get a nice kind of overview of what this market looks like. Yeah, so it's just kind of slowly been losing it against Bitcoin. So it's not even, unless algo really picks up in some significant way, it's not even worth holding compared to Bitcoin. I mean, if you look at how Bitcoin has dropped, and you measure your portfolio in terms of Bitcoins, I mean, Bitcoin has already dropped by 77%. And imagine you've lost half your Bitcoins. You're down so fucking bad that it's not even funny. And this is why I've said for a long time, I'm not in altcoins. I told you guys a really long time ago, I'm pretty sure like right at the end of the bull market, if not while we were still in the bull market, I told you that I've sold all of my altcoins because I just don't believe in that stuff. Any altcoin at all, I just don't believe in it. They're generally hot air. I mean, obviously every project that you like, that you're invested in, you're going to have a good number of reasons, hopefully, for why you're invested in them. But ultimately, there's still projects that just don't need to exist as cryptocurrency coins. And so they do die, and they're going to continue to die. And unfortunately, that is just how it is, Legends. There's just not a whole lot more to it. And I wish I could tell you something more exciting and happy, but like I said earlier on in the stream, guys, you know the deal when you come to this YouTube channel. You're not getting any, kind of pampered, fluffy bullshit. You know that I'm talking sense and I'm saying real stuff, because a lot of the stuff that I'm saying isn't going to sound too nice. And actually, on that note, there is a video that I want to make about holding. I'm coming after the hodlers later on, guys, which is a little bit hypocritical because I'm a Bitcoin holder too. and I've been a Bitcoin holder for 5.5 years. I've had most of my net worth in it in all of that time, and I'm very proud to be able to say that. And I don't think that that's going to be changing anytime soon, So I do want to talk about holding because, for me, I'm fine with it. I have a very high risk appetite, but for most people, holding is actually a really bad idea. And the reason for that is that there's actually something hidden. There's a hidden cost to holding that people don't look at. I'm curious to know if any of you guys in the comments can figure it out. What that hidden cost is. Not deliberately hidden, but people just won't notice it. Perhaps until it's too late. Very, very important. I'm curious to know if any of you guys can get it in this comment section today, but I will be making a video on that, and that's probably going to be going live within the next couple of days. I'm also going to be making more content on that, including a whole security module inside of the Fourth Lies Academy course. So we're actually updating that course. We're going to be doing it this week. I'm going to be re-recording it. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm finally going to do it. Every single person that's already in VIP that has access to the course, or if you've had access to the course in the past, you're all getting upgraded to the new version free of charge. But those of you that are not in right now, you're going to be paying more than full price because we're going to be raising prices in addition to this extra value. In line with this extra value that we're going to be providing in that course. So if you want to be able to keep getting it for free and all of that good stuff, then yeah, like I said, VIP members are able to get that just by following these links on screen right here. We do have a discount available right now, which is going to be there with Black Friday as well. So well worth checking out. Before we do start increasing prices, all you got to do is follow that link in the description to my free Telegram channel. This is where I can give you more analysis for myself and my team around the clock, completely free of charge. And then once you're in there, you can click on my name at the bottom of any post inside of Fourth Lies Gold, and then click on send message to ask me directly what the details are and for all the pricing and all of that stuff. So let's see what else we have here in our comment section. Already answered pretty much many of the questions with the orange highlight, but there are some more. Okay, yeah, we've got a good amount more that have come in now. Wouldn't the release of a digital dollar push it back up? Yeah, probably would. When there's more dollars in the market, you would anticipate that they flow into assets, and if they flow into assets, that might mean that the assets will go up in price. Not always the case, obviously, but generally, yeah, that is what's going to happen. When do I think that China... I don't understand your question, Eugens. I'm sorry. When do I think that the government and U.S. holds Bitcoin? I still don't understand your question. I think they do hold crypto though because of asset seizures from companies that have gone bust. But I don't know. I might be wrong about that. My opinions on Ethereum, on proof of stake, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm just a trader. I don't pay attention to stuff like that, and I don't care, and I won't care most likely. It's just not something that I particularly am interested in. It's not how I make my money, so I just kind of stick to myself. Let's see what else we have here in the comments today. Do I think Bitcoin dominance will ever hit 60 to 70% again, or do you think the abundance of shitcoins those days are over? That's a really good question, Joseph. Joseph is asking where Bitcoin might be, Daniel, where Bitcoin might be in the future, and if Bitcoin can regain its confidence against altcoins, because we did actually have a situation like that previously, where if I kind of try and take a look at this right here, and I show you what Bitcoin looked like in the past, if we just kind of take a look at this, Bitcoin has had quite a bit of volatility, and generally it's been good volatility for Bitcoin whenever the halvings were happening to the Bitcoin mining difficulty. So this is definitely something that's worth paying attention to, and it could be something that could even turn into a problem. So I do definitely want you guys to make sure that we are taking that into account and just staying prepared for stuff like that if it does end up happening. And then as for there being too many altcoins, the thing is if we look at where Bitcoin dominance is right now, it's not okay. It's 38%. I mean, it is fairly low, I think. Do I think it's never coming back? No, of course not. I mean, Bitcoin dominance was pretty high, at some of these points right here. If we actually go down to the total market capitalization, and we take a look at this kind of over the last, let's say, 10 days, you are going to see quite an impressive kind of trajectory for Bitcoin right here, which is definitely, it's going to be something that I would recommend and look out for as well. Let's see what else we have here in the comments. So everyone's been trying to guess that kind of hidden cost to holding Bitcoin. A couple of people have said opportunity cost, time, It's actually none of these. Nobody's guessed it yet. They're all correct, obviously. There is a cost, which is time. There's a cost, which is the opportunity cost. That's not what I'm getting at, though. This is, I think, actually maybe a little bit of a harder question to try and answer, but definitely something that I'm going to be tackling within that video. So again, just make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss it if that's something that you want to be able to take advantage of. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, that's it right there in terms of questions that have tagged me. Once again, yeah, there you go. Crypto big brains. Shout out to you. You've got it. The answer, the answer that I was thinking of, obviously there's many correct answers to this, but specifically the one that I was thinking of is your mental health. And I'd go one step further. It's not your mental health, it's your mental capital. There's mental capital, which is a resource that people don't really think about, and you're going to be depleting that if you hold Bitcoin. So that's kind of what we were getting at earlier on in this live stream. Congratulations, you've already got it. Very, very cool. I'm going to be making a whole video dedicated to that because that's a really, really big subject. I've sat through the bear market of 2018 and the subsequent, one or two bear markets that we had that were much smaller in between. And mental health, mental capital is the one that gets eroded more than anything else. I mean, you might be a diehard Bitcoin investor and holder, and you know what? That might not change for you, but for many people, it will change as the as the screw of time just gets twisted deeper and deeper and deeper in your mind. It's going to be pretty damn hard for a lot of people to cope, and I think that is something that most people just don't even think about. They don't even think about it at all. So Divine saying that is profound indeed. Absolutely. Yes it is. Bjorn, you gotta go. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do appreciate you coming into this live stream. I do want to take another look at the price here. It seems to be making a little bit of a recovery right now. Why do I think that Ethereum and Matic haven't tested their lows yet, even though Ethereum is close? I don't actually know, man. It could be any number of reasons. It doesn't really matter ultimately for why they haven't dropped down there yet. I'm sure they'll have a chance if Bitcoin ends up sliding lower. Did I get my fur coat back out of the closet? No, sir, I didn't. It's still there, still in the closet. I don't know. It doesn't feel like me anymore. Can I turn up the volume a little bit? I don't know. Do you guys want me to? Here it is. I'm turning up the volume a little bit. It makes a big difference when I turn up the volume. I'm yellow lining right now. I'm nearly hitting the red. So I think this is going to be too loud for some people. Can we just get a little bit of a consensus if we need my volume turned up or down? But I think this is about the maximum I can turn it up really before it starts causing problems. I analyze this. What's up? How you guys doing? So that's a lot of the analysis that I wanted to. Okay, yeah. So I was actually quiet. Well, sorry about that, guys. There's a lot of that's a lot of the analysis that I wanted to cover with you guys really in this YouTube video. It's there's not a whole lot to say beyond that. Not much has changed. That's why I haven't really made many videos in this market recently. And that is oh, did I get my fur coat back out of the closet for winter? No. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think this is necessarily going to be as big of a crypto winter as people are making it out to be, purely because everyone thinks this is going to be doom and gloom. I just don't see people being correct about this stuff. Like, I remember the bear market in 2018 and everybody was still kind of buying into the market right up until we fell down to $3,000, right? I mean, if we take a look at this on a chart, I'll tell you how it felt, because I was a bit of an idiot too, to be honest, which is fine because I was only a derivatives trader, right? I've pretty much just been a derivatives trader since 2018, so I'm allowed to be wrong about the long term and still make a fucking lot of money. And that's exactly what I did in 2018. That's how I got famous for the first time in the crypto space. People were all the way around here, even down to this range right here, just completely sold on the idea that Bitcoin might be able to recover. And it's only when Bitcoin fell down here that the space got really fucking empty and sad and quiet, kind of like we're in right now. Actually, it wasn't really even that bad, that's kind of that's something which I think people aren't really thinking about, is it does generally happen to be at the bottom that a lot of people have that consensus of a very long crypto winter and so on. So I don't know, I just don't really believe it. I might be wrong. I mean, things are very, very different right now, with the Fed rate hike cycle and so on. But that's still not something that I'm, just going to be particularly worried about. Did I watch the World Cup? Yes, I did, mate. I was watching England versus Iran. It was an interesting one because obviously I'm English, but I kind of I kind of wanted Iran to. I'm really happy that Iran scored 2 goals. To be honest, fuck, they've been through a lot. Things are pretty wild out there in Iran right now. Love Iranian people to bits. Got a lot of amazing Iranian friends. Iranian people are some of the kindest people I've ever met, and very, very big hearts, and so yeah. I mean, it was beautiful to be able to watch. I mean, they were just cheering and so fucking happy whenever their team was scoring a goal, and that is quite beautiful. So I did watch England and watched a little bit of the Holland game as well. But I don't know, is there a game on right now? I'm not really following football. It was just by chance. I was having a meeting that was totally unrelated, and the football game just happened to be on in the background. So that's how I was watching it. Can I take a look at Cardano? Yeah, mate. Let's take a quick look at Cardano. Been a little while since I've analyzed Cardano. Look at this on Binance right here. It's actually, every chart's looking the same right now, to be honest. Everything's just kind of dropping down. Its key support areas. For Cardano, there isn't any support in this range. There hasn't been support in this range pretty much since, I guess, over here at 39 cents. We're now down to 29, but I don't see any support for Solana until kind of 17 cents. So it's a really, really big drop here. This is actually way more impressive. It's like a 46% drop until Solana potentially, according to my analysis here, sees some support again and again. That can translate to huge moves that are worth trading, across BitGet and Bybit, which you can do risk-free. I mean, this is the thing that I'm talking about, is when you deposit a little bit of money and trade a little bit, you're going to be getting some really, really impressive. But you don't even need to trade on BitGet to get some of these bonuses right here. But to get the big one, the 10% bonus on a $4,000 deposit, you could trade something like this Solana move down, and you wouldn't even be putting your money, on the line, which is, I think, really, really impressive. Because if you make money, I mean, just to kind of put this into perspective, a 45% drop with 2-3x leverage, you're more than doubling your money, really, depending on what kind of leverage you take. Obviously this is super risky, but when it's money that isn't yours, you stand to make some really, really nice profits, and no risk anyway. He's calling it Solana because they suck so bad. Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, I am calling it Solana. I'm tired, guys. I've had a long day. I've had a very, very long day. Solana, Cardano, same fucking shit in my head anyway. They're basically the same coin anyway. Gonna piss off some people with that one. But they are basically the same coin. They both don't work. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're really, Cardano, not Ponzi, Solana. Come on, mate. Come on. They're all the same. They're all the same. They all don't work ultimately, and they don't need to exist either. So, anyway, I don't want to get into that debate right now. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Thank you all for tuning in. For my mental and psychological health, can I get free entry in my academy? No. But nice try. I can hear the Cardano people now. Yeah, they're not gonna be upset. They're not gonna be upset, dude. If you want free stuff, like, just go through the stuff on this YouTube channel. Like, there's so much free shit on this YouTube channel. That's worth checking out. And there's so much free shit that I've put out, in other places, like on the Telegram channel. Like, if you follow the link here to join our Telegram channel, there's a lot of free stuff here. How are people just tuning into the live stream now? You see what I mean about YouTube's fucking notification delivery system? Everyone's saying hello now. You know what I mean? Like, YouTube's just horrible at this. We've been live for like 50 minutes, and people are now getting the notification. But if you do get into, is it that YouTube's pushing this out, or are these bots? Because there's a lot of Doge GF. What does Doge GF even mean? It's probably some shit coin. This is pretty crazy. We're just getting spammed. But yeah, like this free Telegram channel here with the link in the description. There's a lot of free resources there, and there's a lot more online. So if you don't want to pay anything, you don't have to. Clearly bots. This is an interesting way to bot a comment section, because you can't delete. I mean, I can ban like each one of these people, but I guess I could ban the word DogeGF. Yeah, let me see if that works. I'm gonna try that right now. I'll see if that updates quickly enough. I'm curious actually because I've never tried this. Because there's a bunch of guys. I've blocked so many fucking words. You have no idea. I've blocked so many words, guys, on this YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, I just there's no relief. I mean, these things, they keep going and going and going. They just come out with, because what's interesting is they come out with a new shit coin that they wanna spam people with. And it'll be like a new one every day. So every time I block one, like 2-3 more will come out the next day. Mods can't solve this. You just have to block the keyword. I've just tried. Unfortunately, I can't do that. So the comment section's fucked a little bit here now, unfortunately. Maybe the bots will submit a like. Yeah, if the bots can, that would be brilliant. Thank you all very much. Throw up the likes for me here. Yeah, Delilah, what's up? Shout out to Delilah, one of our long-term fans from Los Angeles. Someone here is like, we're real people, not bots. That's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I can't ban words right now. I'm not, it's because I'm live. I just can't do it. I'll go ahead and do it afterwards. But yeah, guys. I mean, I'm pretty much wrapped up here. Don't have a whole lot more to talk about. Chat in slow mode. Yes, you genius. You genius. But the thing is, I'm a bit slow, so I forgot how to put the chat in slow mode. Yeah, the thing is, the YouTube UI changes so damn often that like it's hard to remember where stuff is when they move it. But hang on, I think I'm gonna find it. I think I've nearly found it. One sec. No, I haven't found it, guys. I don't know. I don't know where it is. Oh, found it. There we go. There we go. Okay, slow mode switched on. So this might help. We'll see. We'll see. Wow, that was instant. that fixed it straight away. Thank you, dude. Whoever recommended that. Can't find you because of all the spam, but thank you for recommending that. Very, very nice of you indeed. I'm pretty much wrapped up here anyway. So if you do have any other additional questions that I haven't gone through yet, then please drop them now. Otherwise, I'll probably look to head off. It's been a pretty good live stream. If you've enjoyed this one, do me a favor. Yeah, just smash up those likes if you haven't done so already. Subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. If you're just tuning in now or recently, go ahead and rewind. And you can catch all this analysis from the beginning. The way I start these live streams off is just like a normal just like a normal video. So if you are watching the replay, or if you have to replay it because you joined late, it's not like you're getting a worse, viewing experience or anything like that. What are my price predictions for Doge GF? It's not something that that I am aware of, to be honest. People are longing right now. The source is the book map. A little pump will come after market hours. Interesting. That would be nice indeed. South Africa in the house. What's up, man? Or woman? What's up? How you doing? What are the percent of Bitcoin bouncing a bit now? I don't understand your question, but I think you mean Bitcoin's moving up. Yeah, Bitcoin's up by like $100, $200. Yeah, so if we look at this on the other chart, that's probably going to be the chart that's more interesting right now. And you get the Bybit vibe from me. What the fuck is the Bybit vibe? I'm sorry, mate. Please elaborate. Bybit vibe. It almost sounds like an insult. Why? What is that a bad thing? Bybit's a fucking great exchange. Sam, thanks for the free content. It was a joke. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. All good. What the fuck is happening with this dog shit talk? Yeah, I don't even know, mate. Yeah, these people are saying we're not bots. I don't understand it. If you're not bots, why are you spamming like bots? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, guys. I almost feel like these bots are programmed to say we're not bots. Have I seen the wick spike on Bybit yesterday? No, I didn't. Let me take a look. Is it on Bitcoin USDT on Bybit? Which Slow mode is not stop mode. Yeah, but it did fix the problem. Definitely fixed the problem. I don't know which wick you're talking about. This looks like a bit of a scam wick, to be honest. Was this produced on other exchanges? No. Oh, wow. Fuck. Okay, well, there is a scam wick there. Guilty as charged. By the way, guys, fuck. I forgot to mention this. I'm interviewing Ben, the CEO founder of Bybit, tomorrow. I've prepared a really difficult set of questions for him. Let me blow up my camera. This is important. I've prepared a really difficult set of questions for him. I'm going to be going... I know that... I mean, I love these guys, and they love me, and that's great. That's cute and everything, and that's very, very nice. But I'm interested in... You know, I appreciate good journalism. I appreciate honest journalism, and that's what I want to try doing tomorrow. It'll be my first time, and I've met Ben before. I love Ben. I think he's an amazing person. He inspires me. You know, but he also runs a huge exchange, and he has a lot of responsibility. And we're at a very, very tumultuous time in this market. So I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity to talk to him, I think for like 1 hour tomorrow. And I've prepared a set of questions. I'm not going to be able to go through all of my questions with him tomorrow. But I want to know from you guys if you have anything in particular that you want me to ask him. Nothing is off limits, and I don't think I'm going to be sharing the questions with him. At the moment, it looks like I don't even need to share the questions with him up front, and if I have the choice to not share the questions with him, I'm not going to share the questions with him before we record. So Bybit's my favorite exchange to use because of you. It's also my favorite exchange. Yeah, I love them. They're great. That scam wick, yeah, that's something to maybe talk to him about. It doesn't really happen very often, so I don't know if I'll actually bring that up. It's not something that I've ever really cared about that much. I mean, people do care about it. Not something that I worry about because fuck me, I just have stop losses. I'm not a very tight day trader. I trade in more sensible ways. But if there is a specific question or something you want me to bring up, whether it's about himself as a person or his company or other stuff, anything at all, there's nothing off limits. Let me know. Tell me right now in the comments. You know, and I'll note it down if it's something that I haven't already thought of and that I think is worth discussing. Like I said, I've only got 1 hour with him, I think, so it's not a huge amount of time, but it is a good amount of time to do something interesting. And the pressure is going to be on me too for tomorrow because, like I said, you know, there's a huge pressure on journalists and so on to do a good job. I do not consider myself a journalist. Fuck me, absolutely not. I am a I'm just just a 21-year-old that likes cars and happens to be a trader, and also happens to have been a YouTuber for the last 13 years. You know, but I didn't start off YouTube to be an influencer or something like that. I always did it for fun. Still the case to this day. That's why I go days without uploading sometimes. I just don't feel like it sometimes. This isn't my fucking job. I don't need to do this. You know, so I only do it when I want to. I only do it because I like it. I like getting behind the microphone and just talking shit. So you know, it's completely a new realm for me, and I'm excited and I'm nervous. And I'm excited. Ask him if he sees exchanges losing a lot of people to DeFi. Smart. I like that one. Yeah. I'm gonna ask him. Thing is, he actually, I don't know about if it's already a thing or not, but Bybit does have a DEX, decentralized exchange. That's a really, really good one. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, I don't want to hear anything more about Doge GF, so I'm going to start blocking people or putting people in timeouts if you keep talking about it. This is getting very annoying. I'm trying to have a conversation with some of you guys, and all this Doge GF stuff is getting very annoying. So you've had your warning now. The blocks are going to follow next. But yeah, thank you for that question, Wes. That was a really, really good one. For DeFi. Yeah, there are people that are potentially looking to move to things that are kind of off centralized exchanges. I think that is that is something to keep in mind. And also, the other concern about them is, what about backdoors? Because there are backdoors built into a lot of this stuff, and we can't assume that they're not built into many of the dexes that are out there. Obviously, you should be immune from that because it's a decentralized exchange. You never have to give custody of your funds to anybody, but that is something that's important. Also, custody is a big question. I don't think people are even aware of this. There's going to be quite a technical discussion, right? I mean, a lot of people, they get a chance to talk to people like Ben, and they just ask surface level bullshit questions like, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go? And stuff like that. But I don't think that kind of stuff is worth wasting someone like Ben's time with. Ben is a really fucking smart, switched on guy, one of the most successful businessmen I've ever met. He knows this industry in and out. To ask him questions like, do you think Bitcoin's going to be at 30K next year, is a total waste of time. I am going to ask him because between you and I'm still a YouTuber. I still want to get the views and stuff like that. But it's not something that I'm going to focus much of the video on. It's something that I am going to be, moving away from and then moving to things that actually kind of, I'm talking about Bybit's Ben, the founder and CEO. I think he's a co-founder. I don't know if he's the only founder or not. But yeah, that's, while I've got him, I want to have a really good, productive conversation. The kind of conversation that I had with him when I met him in person. Him and I were diving really, really deep into the market, things that YouTubers generally don't talk about because they just don't fucking know what they're doing. But I want to be able to bring that here, so that you guys can hear some really interesting, deep thoughts. And a lot of you might not understand some of the stuff we'll talk about, but I'm going to do my absolute best to provide adequate context to each question and answer, so that those of you who don't understand what DEX means, for example, or what backdoors are, for example, so that you can you can come up to speed. Maybe I'll just, while he's talking, I'll put some animations on the screen with some definitions and stuff, so that you know what I'm talking about. Questions like whether Bybit holds 1-to-1 reserves of user assets, absolutely we or if they use it to play League of Legends. I've obviously got that down. I'm going to be asking about proof of reserves. I don't want to talk too much about the questions because maybe they're going to be watching this video right now. But yeah, I mean, that's an obvious one. Yeah, I'm going to be asking about the proof of reserves, and we're diving deep into that. I'm not trying to catch him out like, Ben Zhao. I don't know if that's how you say his name, Zhou. I don't know if, what I'm not trying to do is like play the fucking CNN journalist game of like, or the fucking, what's the word? Who's the cunt in the UK? He did Andrew Tate and Kanye. I forgot the guy, the really annoying one, Piers Morgan. I'm not going to try and pull a Piers Morgan and just put him in traps and stuff like that. That's not good journalism. But I want a good discussion. I want a productive discussion. I want to focus on good stuff and bad stuff. Piers Morgan, yeah, you already knew it, mate. And do something balanced. So Mars, we're talking about Ben Zhao, the Bybit guy, not Ben Cowan. Can I ask Bybit to deposit GBP direct from bank account? I don't think that's a question I should ask Ben tomorrow. That's more of a product. That's not a question to ask Ben. With Ben, I want to ask the bigger things. I want to ask the more complicated. Stuart, for that kind of thing, you can probably email Bybit support or check it out. I'm sure they have a GBP direct thing already. Surely they do. They must. They must do. I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your bank and stuff like that, doesn't it? I know you can't see my screen. That's okay. Bear with. But yeah, I mean, Bybit has a literal. It's in the description. It's worth checking out, guys. You get the bonus and all that. But you can literally, yeah, they have a section where you can buy Bitcoin for the first time on Bybit. Most exchanges have this available now. Yeah, super easy to go ahead and do that stuff. Wow, all the comments about Doge GF stopped instantly, by the way. So I guess that does mean that they weren't bots. Thank you guys for stopping, though. I do appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll be heading off here. If you're watching this as a replay, if you're not live, then and if you do have any questions, that interview with Ben is happening pretty soon. It's happening tomorrow. So get your questions in on Telegram fairly soon if you think you have something burning and unique. Otherwise, I've got a really good set of questions anyway, so you won't have to worry. Um, any suggestions on how to improve trade entries as a derivatives trader? Be more patient. That's something that I've learned a lot. I have a lot of problems with this myself. But I wouldn't say I have a lot. I got a lot better at this over the years. But wherever you think you can get a good entry, you can probably get an even better one. That's something that I've learned. Maybe you don't have the same problems as me. But I've found that if I just be even more patient, I generally get a better entry level. It's hard because how many times do you be more patient until you just miss the move? But that tends to work out pretty well. Also, just kind of looking at like how strong are the bounces, right? So let's say, for example, and this is the kind of content that we dive into inside the VIP group in the Four Flies Academy course, but fuck it, we'll do it right now anyway. If you look at the kind of bounces that Bitcoin gets, right, and let's say you want to like enter a resistance short up here, but then you look at the kind of bounces that Bitcoin was able to produce previously. I mean, this from our low to this area right here is a 3% move, but you can see that the bounces Bitcoin was able to pull off previously were 17%, 9%, 3.5%. Generally, we're able to get a good amount above, some of our resistance levels. So, you might decide to kind of raise your entry level up to something like this, where if we measure this up now, it's going to be a little bit more in line with some of the bounces that we saw previously, right? This is now a 5% move, 6% move. Fuck, I'm not, yeah, sorry guys. Sorry. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Leave me alone. Fuck, you guys, it's so overwhelming. Like, all these comments of saying there's no screen. Okay, my bad. This is like the only thing that I get anxiety about when I'm live streaming. But yeah, I was talking about, we get up to, you're looking at kind of playing this kind of short level right here, and this is like a 3% move to the upside, and you see like on these kind of swings up right here that we produce a, kind of this is what I was saying, like a 17% move up, or, if we just go up to this high, this is a 9% move up. On this occasion, this is a kind of, 8% move up. So you can see that generally the market bounces a little bit harder. So you might just think that, yeah, maybe I can raise my entry level to that next area of resistance, because you got resistance here, a little bit of resistance here, and a little bit of resistance here. So fuck it, let's just try using the one a little bit further away. It might take a little bit more time, but generally the market is able to bounce a little bit harder. This is a little bit more like a 6% move up, and that can give you a slightly better entry level. So that's something that that I focus on. It's just kind of looking at, like if in this example I'm looking for a resistance retest short, I might look at which resistance levels. I might not choose a close resistance level. I might choose one that's a little bit further away, just because the market tends to get fairly nice healthy bounces. And if that's not the case, then sure, I wouldn't do that. I don't know about everyone else, but I enjoy how you edited your volume, since you're not always like with the mic right in your face, where it is right now. Just that was really difficult to understand. But I'm glad you like this this audio quality, mate. Very, very glad. Is there anyone that has a problem with it? Is it too loud for anybody? Because this is pretty bad etiquette, by the way. Like, as somebody that's kind of studied a little bit of audio engineering, you're never supposed to let the microphone hit the yellow area. In fact, it's always supposed to, like, I'm talking pretty loudly right now, and yeah, this is where it's supposed to be. Like, this is perfect. It's not supposed to be louder than this, just from, like, what I learned. Now, maybe I learned something wrong. Actual audio engineers can probably correct me. But it seems like you guys like it a little bit more like this, which is, this is where you guys were really happy with it. So here we are. We're back. How long did it take for you to start being profitable? About 1 year. Yeah, I joined in like 2017, and it was 2018 that I finally started to make some pretty good money. I mean, I was profitable from the beginning because it was kind of fairly easy, but as a derivatives trader and just like as a real trader, man, it was fucking hard. It took a long time. It took a really, really long time. So yeah, guys, if we have any more questions from me, let's drop them right now. If you have any questions for Ben, CEO founder of Bybit, if it doesn't have to be something about Bybit, if it's just generally something you want to know about exchanges, difficult questions, easy questions, happy, sad, whatever, let me know right now. Otherwise, on Telegram as well. Hopefully, you get your question into me before I go live with Ben. We're not doing a live stream; it's going to be pre-recorded. But we could do the live stream. That was an option. It was an option to do a live stream, but I do not want to deal with the technical issues when I've got Ben, because Ben wouldn't have time to wait for me to fix technical issues. So I don't want to. I don't even. I don't even want to risk it, to be honest, guys. But I'll do it in the future. I'm sure he'll be down for that. Where do I think Bitcoin will go today, dude? Just watch the live stream, dude. Ask him his big why. His big why. I don't know that. I would like to do that, but I feel like that's an opportunity to just give like a really boring, scripted, like PR friendly response. But we might get to that because I'm gonna ask him a little bit about his personal history. Am I going to upload the interview to this channel? Yes, sir, I am. That interview is going on this YouTube channel. It's probably going to go live here on on Wednesday. So in 2 days from now. Yeah, I mean, if I ask him his why, he might be like, well, I just want to change the world and empower people and let people that, can't access crypto have a better chance at accessing it. And I'll be like, yeah, fucking right, mate. You did this because it prints cash. I know the game here. You know the fucking game here. I don't even want to hear it. I'm not saying he's the kind of guy that would say that, but I mean, let's be honest, guys. Like, that's exactly what a CEO founder is supposed to say about a company that prints as much money as Bybit does on a daily basis. So I'm not even interested in hearing that. Yeah, I don't want to waste time with that. Again, like with 1 hour, like if I had like 2, 3, 4 hours, then sure, I'll ask a question like that. But with a 1 hour kind of time, I'm not. I don't want to waste it. How did my meeting with Tristan Tate go? I didn't really have a meeting with him. I was just kind of hanging out. I went to their to Andrew and Tristan's villa when Zuby was recording a podcast with them. I think that podcast is up, by the way. I was actually there while they were recording the whole podcast. It was very interesting to be able to see that happen live. Is it live? Let me just check. Zuby and Andrew Tate. It's ZUBY. Yeah, it's already live. 300k views in 4 days. Pretty good. I was actually gonna sponsor this podcast and run an ad for one of my companies that none of you even know about. None of you even know about this company yet. I haven't ever talked about it on this YouTube channel. Maybe today's the day. Do you know what? I'm just gonna open this up right here. This is only available in the this is available in the UK, like to buy and stuff like that. But I'm just double checking if it's available to be shipped worldwide. It's supposed to be shipped worldwide, and we've tested it across Europe and the United States, and it works. I just want to make sure that doesn't break. But I know for sure that it's 100% bulletproof in the UK. It's Topak. That's it. It's just Topak, but it's not going to come up like this. So you got to type in Topak gum. It's a caffeinated chewing gum. I do not have any with me right now. It's in the other room. But this is caffeine in a chewing gum. One gum is equivalent. It's actually a little bit more than a standard energy drink or a coffee. Strong cup of coffee. One chewing gum. Literally, you chew the chewing gum. 80% of that caffeine released within 5 minutes of chewing. It's got all the vitamins and stuff, sugar free. Very, very cool indeed. Check it out, topakgum.com. I've never talked about this publicly. This is the first time I've ever said this on video, and I'm only saying it now because there's like 300, 400 people here, and nobody is going to be watching this live stream right up until the end on the replay, so it's literally just you guys that know this. Is the gum good for before going to the gym? Okay, like, I'm super biased because this is my product, but this thing fucking bangs. Like, if you take this, I mean, so first of all, the important thing to note is this is caffeine. This is only caffeine. So if caffeine usually is good for you when you go to the gym, then this will be good for you when you go to the gym. If it usually doesn't have an effect on you, this won't have an effect on you. If it has a bad effect on you, this will have a bad effect on you. This is the same as a coffee. It's just a more exciting, interesting way to take it. And the cool thing is, because it releases a little bit faster, it just punches a little bit more. So for me, going to the gym, it's really good. I've actually stopped taking it before the gym, because at first it was actually really, really useful. But I don't want to. I feel like I'm cheating. Like I feel like it's a little bit much. £19.99. Yeah. Again, I mean, if you're in the US and Europe, you should be fine to. I'm gonna shout this out again a little bit later on. Just when I get the final answer on like if this is like at scale able to be sold across Europe and US. I don't know about the rest of the world yet. It's coming to the UAE. It's coming here to Dubai. We've got government approval and everything, so that's cool. Government approval in this country is so fucking hard. But we got it. It's been tested and everything. This is like super legit. But in the UK for sure, it's ready. And if you wanna. Can it replace your Adderall? No, sir. I wish, but no. How many milligrams of caffeine? 100 milligrams of caffeine. So your standard, well, I'm not allowed to say it, but your standard energy drink is like 80 milligrams, and you can guess which one I might be talking about. So it's worth checking out. I'm going to be filling out the science page. The science behind this stuff is really, really interesting, behind how it works. But here's a cool little comparison. Need an Adderall version, mate. If it was legal and all that, you know I'd be on it. When is it coming to Dubai? Like I said, we've already got the government approvals. I think we just need to make the boxes compliant with this region, because they're compliant with the UK region. But it varies from country to country. But yeah, this is what we're looking at in comparison to some of your other, and these are just very rough figures, used as a guide only. So it's not something to go off very, very much. But the cool thing about this is you look at how small these are, right? If you, okay, is it flavorful or bitter? So this is 100 milligrams of caffeine condensed into one chewing gum. So caffeine is bitter. This is a peppermint flavor. Does it say it here? I don't know where it says. It's a peppermint flavor. And it does a very good job of masking it. It's got xylitol, which is a sugar-free like sweetener. So it's pretty good at masking the flavor, but there is still like you'll know it's caffeine. And it's not that bad at all, to be honest, especially when you consider the benefits you're getting from it. But yeah, some people still might not like it. I've given it to a lot of people without telling them that it's mine, because I didn't want their biased opinion. And nobody is really, well, a few people have complained about the taste, but most people haven't. Most people haven't had a problem with it. But yeah, really, really cool product. And the thing is, again, you look at the size of this box. Where's the picture of the dude holding it? I mean, you can see like a little bit of it right here. I mean, this is small. I mean, and that's 10 gums in each box. They're not big. You can fit easily. Look at this dude right here. You can easily fit like, 20, 30, 40 gums in your pocket. So look at that. It's super tiny. Like just before the gym, 5-10 minutes, it kicks in and you're ready to go. Like I said, I've stopped doing that because it feels like cheating, but I'll start doing it again. I mean, I love caffeine. It's like one of the safest, most versatile drugs that have been used throughout all of history. It's one of the most well-researched drugs out there. So I think it's a really, really cool compound, and a novel way to consume it. I think is really cool. So check it out. Check it out if you're interested. And I'll get you guys the answer on US and Europe. Like I said, it's already been tested, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't break. Like what if someone's in fucking Alaska or someone's in Albania? Like then what happens? It's nice to see you make progress with building muscle. How long have I been training? Man, I've been training on and off for like, what was my second favorite drug? We're not going into that, bro. I've been training on and off for like, I mean, since I was 15, but like super seriously only this year. My body fat percent back in July was 29.5% from a DEXA scan. A lot of heavy drinking later after my 21st birthday, and just generally fucking around and being an idiot. Up until September, my body fat percentage dropped down to 28%. And that's the end of September. Now we're in the end of November. It's been exactly 2 months since that last DEXA scan. It's two months to this day. I had that last DEXA scan where I was 28%. So I don't know where I'm at now. I'm hoping for like 26, 25. I'm training really hard, 2 workouts every single day, cardio in the evening most of the time, weightlifting in the morning, and I'm eating so fucking clean. I'm eating so clean that broccoli excites me now. Broccoli is exciting. That's how clean, that's how cleansed my tasting palate has become. And the results are coming in like crazy. I mean, I'm 21, right? So I have a huge like age advantage, but fuck, it feels like I'm taking steroids. Or obviously I'm not. I'm fully clean, but like the results are so quick. Like it was hard to believe. It actually feels like I'm cheating. It feels like I'm doing something, but I'm not. I'm just training hard and eating clean and drinking a lot of water. And fuck me, it shouldn't be surprising, but here I am. The results are working. Okay, couple trading related questions. I think definitely not $14K. Feels way too low after such a long time. Do I think it'll go to 14K? Well, like I was saying towards the beginning, just go ahead and rewind this live stream. There just isn't much support between here and 14K. So, you make whatever conclusion off that you want. But for me, the conclusion has been that, I mean, if there's not much support between here and 14, then yeah, we're probably going down there if we lose our current level. We're not far away, right? Our low right here is 15.5, and the area of support that I'm saying is 13.8. So it's really like, I can't do the math on that. Let me get TradingView to do that math. It's a $1,700 move. It's a 10% move, for fuck's sakes. I mean, we've been swinging 10% in this range, so we've been swinging more than that. Like from this top to this low right here that we set, that's already a 10% move. We only have to do that one more time from our low to get down to 13, 14K. So I think it's definitely, it's just not far away. It's not far away. Do I agree with the popular opinion of risking 1% per trade? Using this means your profit would also be limited compared to your account size. Absolutely, yes, I do, Daniel. The key reason that I think it's a good idea to use, and you're going to have to decide this percent on your own. 1% is going to be stupid for some people. It might have to be much more or much less. But, the key reason that this is important, that, using way less money than you currently use is important, is because you're going to have no emotional attachment. If you consider how you would feel if you make a paper trade versus how you'd feel if you make, let's say you're worth, your house, car, everything all together, you're worth like 150K, and then you put in a trade worth 10K, that alone is going to stress you the fuck out. Like if you lose that, you're losing a pretty decent chunk of your overall net worth. Like you can blow through 20-30% of your net worth within a few days, and that can really just shake the balance of your life. That can affect your wife, your kids, your husband, whatever. So, I think it's really important to use smaller trade sizes because of that. You're going to have a much easier time managing your risk and just being okay with taking losses and letting positions run. You're just going to have less anxiety, and this is almost a universal truth. So, yeah, I think that's important. This gum makes you a better trader, confirmed. I wish I could make claims like that. That would be very nice, but I don't think this will affect your trading. I mean, I guess if you have sleep problems, you just keep falling asleep, then yeah, caffeine in general will wake you up a little bit, even boost a little bit of adrenaline, but it's not going to affect. It's caffeine at the end of the day. It's not a wonder drug. I mean, it's not like it doesn't just fix stuff in your life. It's just caffeine. It's just a cup of coffee, a strong cup of coffee and a chewing gum. So once again, that's topakgum.com. Spelled like this, TOPAK, gum.com. Is it vegan? I'm pretty sure it is. I should know this, but I don't want to misquote. So let me just let me go on the actual page. Yeah, it's it's vegetarian. It's not vegan. What times do I eat? I mean, I just eat like before I go to the gym and then directly afterwards. And then I have a protein shake and a protein bar, like somewhere in between those. Aiming for like 150 to 200 grams a day, which is a lot, but I'm doing a weightlifting workout every single day. Legs, fucking hate legs. Back, chest, and so on. Just hit a new PR on chest yesterday. That was really nice. I have to eat quite a lot, especially with with the workouts I'm doing. It's nice. I like to eat. I mean, for a long time I was just doing one meal a day to lose body fat. So yeah, this is really, really cool. I'm really proud of it. I'm really, really proud of it. I didn't want to talk about it on YouTube for a while, but yeah, we're here now. It's launched. And I'll let you guys know a little bit more about this later on, because I know that UK is just a pretty small market overall. Would love to go to the gym, but only jog 2 miles every morning for now. I mean, jogging 2 miles every morning is still pretty good. I mean, that's still like, depends how quick your miles are, but that could be like a 20 to 30 minute thing, at a jog. It's still pretty good, right? I mean, 20 to 30 minutes of jogging in the morning is, I mean, you're setting yourself up for really good health, which is absolutely great. I've been listening to a lot of Andrew Huberman. I know this isn't a health channel, but I'm so interested in health stuff overall. Andrew Huberman, PhD from Stanford University. The only regret I have in life pretty much is that I didn't pursue a science degree in Stanford University, because I think my life would be so different and so cool if I did. I'm not jealous. I think that I have a pretty good life, but being a scientist in California, one of the high-end California universities, that seems like a very, very cool life path, very inspiring life path. So anyway, Andrew Huberman, he does podcasts on like health related stuff, but he goes so deep, and you don't necessarily even need like a particularly heavy science-based background to understand what he's talking about. He's really, really good, and I've been recommending all of my friends to listen to him. I'm crazy for the stuff that I can still do it. Yeah, you're right. I can. Yeah, I just don't want to go to university. I dropped out of high school. It's not my thing. I don't like doing exams and all that shit. I'll just learn from a guy like Andrew Huberman, and eventually my crazy dreams, which I think could actually happen, is to get in that kind of field, but almost more of an investor, or more like I don't want to say like Elon Musk, because he actually does have all the knowledge. I don't. It's going to be really hard for me to get the knowledge, but I might just kind of study this stuff on my own without. I don't care about getting a degree. I don't care about going to university. I just want the knowledge. And then when I've got that knowledge and a little bit more money, I can start putting that money behind some cool science-based experiments and labs and research. That's ultimately, a lot of people don't know this. The real thing that I'm interested in life is science. It's not fucking trading or money. I don't give a fuck about this stuff, to be quite honest with you guys. It's only a means to an end. I love trading. Don't get me wrong. It's really fun. I'm addicted to it. And all of that stuff. But I'm way more interested in science than I've ever been in trading. So everything I've ever done to make money has always been to A, live a good life, and then B, put this money towards things that I'm more interested in. That said, yeah, I mean, trading is something that takes up so little time. I mean, if you know how to do it in healthy ways, you really don't have to, like, nothing's happened in the market, right? Like, say I wanted to trade a short position if we lose this area of support. Okay, I would have planned this trade on the 9th of November. I probably would have confirmed it by the 12th or 13th. And from that point up to today, it's been 8-9 days. I would have no reason to look at the market because we haven't fallen below this swing low. So my position isn't open. I don't need to care about what's happening. So like if you're trading like that, I mean, you're just gonna have so much free time that, like, I don't think I'll ever stop trading for that reason. I might obviously, people change, but it's definitely something that that just, yeah, it doesn't take up a lot of time. It doesn't even take up a lot of mental concentration. Like, once you know what you're doing and you've learned everything, it's something that that's pretty easy to do in the background. I know a lot of people that learn from me or from others, and now they just kind of do it on the side with their job, and it's like a kind of side income for them, and at times it's a really big side income. So it can work out. Like, there's a lot of really cool success stories out there, and the thing is that the really successful traders, they don't really talk about it, right? Like, successful traders are quiet people. They don't want to broadcast it everywhere. They're not running YouTube channels and shit. Like, I mean, just being totally honest with you guys, like, they just don't need to. Like they're just kind of doing their thing. A lot of people are asking me like, why don't you collaborate with XYZ? Why don't you like meet this guy and fucking launch this project? I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm a derivatives trader. Like, it's a very solo, lonely thing to do, and I'm okay with that. Like that's fine. That's what I want to do. Like, this isn't. I don't want to base my life around this. Like I have a life. I have a life outside of this shit. I meet people. I have my family. Touch wood and all that. So like it's I mean, this is just what I do on this, and that's what I encourage everyone else to treat trading as well. I mean, if you try and make this your whole life focus, what kind of life is that? You don't want to be a trader just like doing this shit all the time and it's the only thing you think about. That's not a good life. That's a horrible life. I've met a lot of people like that. You don't want to be like that. Rich Roll, who is that? Is he an athlete? Okay, so he's also like he's a vegan ultra endurance athlete. Oh man, I don't know about vegan, bro. I mean, shit, he's way healthier than me, but I just think there's a lot of very, very smart people that give out really good information and they still eat amazing food. So I don't know about vegan, bro. I do admire it, don't get me wrong. I think vegans are way cooler, but I can't do it. And I don't think I'll ever do it. And the thing about vegan people is they just always want you to be vegan. Like, they shove it down your fucking throat. It's very rare that you meet someone that's vegan who will ever talk about something and the conversation doesn't go back to like, you should become a vegan. Here's the reasons. So I'm not really about that. I find them very annoying. I know I'm generalizing right now, but oh my god, like you know what I'm talking about. Like, so many vegans are like that. It's ridiculous. The caffeine gum idea is a very unique idea. Sure you're going to kill it. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. Might sound weird in comparison to science, but I do feel the same for filmmaking. Hope to have a production company of my own one day. That's very, very cool. I can understand it about filmmaking, dude. I can understand it. Like, I used to be like really in that world. If you go on this YouTube channel and you go back like 6 years, 5-6 years, but about 6 years, you're gonna see when I used to make videos on technology, and there was a lot of filmmaking skills that I had to learn and employ to do that, and it was amazing. It was really, really cool. I love it so much, and I can totally understand where you're coming from, dude. It's so rewarding when you put something together and you watch it and it just looks beautiful and it tells a story. It's so rewarding. So I totally get it. Aman is asking, if you had to start all over again, what would be your steps to learn how to trade? Yeah, you've already got the answer. V Kilu saying, watching Sammy Loyal on YouTube. Yeah, mate. If I could do this again, I would just watch me, mate. It kind of sounds a little bit narcissistic, but I made my content for me. Basically, everything I do, really, it is selfish. Like, I'm doing stuff that I would have. It's not selfish, really, but I'm doing stuff that I would have wanted to have myself, and so I'm only making content that would appeal to me, but younger and more, naive and ignorant, and that, I mean, I know me best, right? Like that, and there's a lot of people like me out there that want that kind of information, so that's why I make it. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I would do the same thing that I did when I started out. I would read a lot of books. I would take people's courses. I couldn't afford expensive courses, so I'd buy cheaper ones, like $10 courses off Udemy. I'd buy little books here and there. I'd take people's free guides. I would not join, knowing what I know now, I would not join trading communities. I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't join group chats or anything like that. VIP isn't a group chat, by the way. It's a channel where only I can post, myself and my team. There's no discussion. You don't need discussion. You don't want discussion. It's very, very bad for you. You start with $100. How long would it take to make 10K? A very, very long time. Very, very long time. I don't even know. Like over a year for sure. Way more than a year. I'm not vegan, by the way. I love cheese too much. Yeah, cheese is brilliant. There's a long list of things that are so nice about like not being vegan, and it's just food at the end of the day. Like, I'm a huge meat guy. I can't believe I fell into this bullshit of like red meat is bad for you. Like, I used to believe that for so long. And meat is good. Meat is fucking delicious. It's good for you. I know, like, I don't like the industry either. I don't like the idea that animals get killed. And if there was like a Beyond Meat alternative that was totally safe and, you know, extremely well researched, stood the test of time, tasted exactly the same, had the exact same or better nutritional content, I would never touch meat again for the rest of my life without a problem. I would do that, but it doesn't exist. And there's even some evidence to suggest that, you know, non-meat copies are dangerous. You know, they're bad for you. You know, you can't, it's hard to beat what God put on the planet. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. It's pretty hard to beat Mother Nature, really. Yeah. So that's that. If I were to give a rough prediction as to when Bitcoin will start rallying again, i.e. when to buy back in, where would you put us? March sort of time, or earlier? I don't know, Sam. I really don't know. And anybody that can answer that question, you really, really have to think hard about, like, why do they think they know? Because we just don't. Like, we don't have, I've heard every fucking theory under the sun about these kind of things. I've heard every single theory, every single idea. I mean, obviously there's going to be some weird fringe guy that's looking at the fucking moon lunar cycles and being like, yeah, we might pump because of this, or, you know, some astrology chick that, you know, just by luck seems to have a better than 50% success rate, you know, and they're going to have some weird, but ultimately, like, the actual, like, grounded arguments, I've heard all of them, and you don't have an edge. Like, there's just no way to know. There's just no way to know. And the only take that I have for this stuff is very simple. It's very straightforward. It's that, you know, this is going to take as long as the economy takes to recover. This is going to take as long as it takes for inflation to be controlled, and for indices like the S&P 500 and NASDAQ to recover. It's going to take as long as that, and not a fucking day shorter. You know, we're going to have bear market rallies. We're going to have nice, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%, 100%, 200% pumps in between potentially. You know, but as for a real sustained bull market where things are nice and they stay nice for a long time, kind of like what we had between 2020 and 2022, it's not going to come a day before, you know, the wider economy recovers. And that's just, I might be wrong about that, but you know, I mean, you know, ultimately Bitcoin needs white collar institutional, you know, big money to help to take Bitcoin higher. It needs really, really big volume to move. Yes, there's the halving, but I've never, you know, relied on that as a crutch for my analysis. I think that it is good, but I don't think it's the be all end all. It is good. It reduces supply, but demand isn't really there in the first place anyway right now, you know, so, you know, I mean, in terms of like a really big thing, I think that we need, I mean, we need the blessing of the bigger markets. And I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know. I've heard some really interesting theories that might actually be fairly soon, and we're actually just kind of in like a mini bear market. You know, we might rally up until 2025, 2026, and then we have a really big crash. I like that idea, but I don't necessarily think that it's correct. I just don't know. I don't know, mate. It's really, really, it's really, really hard to say. It's very, I just don't see anyone that has an edge, any idea that has a significant bit of extra information that might make more sense. And that's why I don't ask those questions. That's why I stick to derivatives trading. I do what I do because I can make money in the short term, and as long as I'm beating the market dropping down, I'm good. You know, I mean, that's the only thing I care about. I'll make more money as the market drops down, make more money as the market goes up, and in between live a good life. I mean, what else can you do? What else can you do? That's my take. It's the only one that makes sense to me. I wish that I could give you a more clear answer, because I get this question all the fucking time. And this is the thing, is like, and I've listened to so many people answer this question. I've listened to so many people give me their takes or tell their takes to an audience about where, you know, when the market might recover, and none of the fucking answers make sense. Like, none of the like, in 6 months from now, in 2 months from now, it doesn't, like, none of it makes sense. It's just impossible to know. I'm sorry, dude. And you know what? And, you know, I said this earlier on in the live stream. The reason you know that I'm not lying to you, the reason you know that you're getting a 100% straightforward, truthful, honest, accurate, correct answer is because you don't like it. Done. You don't like what I'm saying. I don't like what I'm saying. And that's why you fucking know it's true. Smash up the likes, legends. Smash up the likes. Yeah, yeah. That's me. That's me. All right, a couple more questions here. Comments even can definitely say you're not the regular kind of crypto trader. You're very level-headed and quite low-key compared to the majority of others. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. That's my game. Like I said, I'm not. I'm a like I'm really focused on what I'm doing. When I'm not making these YouTube videos, when I'm not kind of sat behind the microphone, I'm thinking about. I'm reading content about trading. I'm studying the game. I'm staying a student of the market. Like it's not sexy. Like it's not exciting. This is what real trading and analysis looks like. I'm living my life outside of trading too. Like I'm trying to say to people more and more, especially these days, while everyone just wants to be so fucking obsessed with this stuff. It's like you can't make this your life. Like, you got to study it and you got to know what you're doing. And at first, that's going to take time because you're coming from 0 and trying to get to 100. But once you know what you're doing, like shit. I mean, this me is what, like, because I know other real traders, like real traders that actually make money in the market. This is what we look like. Like, we're just normal people, calm people, quiet people, just doing our thing, collecting our money, and living life. That's it. It almost sounds too good to be true, right? But that's how it is. Where do I think Ethereum is going? Exactly where Bitcoin is going, but a little bit worse. Or a little bit better, depending on if Bitcoin is going up or down. The way you calmly covered the mini crash an hour ago was very helpful. In a way, it prevented me to make an irrational short-term move. Much appreciated, man. I enjoy your coverage. You're very welcome, Vic. The thing about this, right, is if you find yourself kind of like about to make a bad decision, like in your trading, and it's because of like you're watching the charts short term, you really do need to step away. You really need to plan out what you want to do a little bit more. If you're constantly analyzing the 1 hour time frame, zoom out to the 4 hour. If it's the 15, zoom out to the 1 hour, whatever. What you really don't want to do is sit in front of your fucking laptop, your phone, look at the price, and then try and decide to trade. I mean, that is the worst thing you can do. You're up against I don't even want to talk about it, but I just don't want to go into it. It's a very tiring conversation, but you're just not going to win. You're not, mate. Like, I mean, you might, the individual might, whatever, but most people can't. I can't. I've tried many times. I fucking cannot do it. It's way too difficult, and I don't see people doing it well generally. I mean, you have to be. The only people I've seen that do well at this are like you imagine you're really shy, like autistic guys that like don't really understand how to be social with people, like just not normal people, for lack of a better word. Still obviously amazing people, very, very nice. You can talk to them, be friends with them. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean. But you kind of, like, the guys that just don't really fit in. It's only people like that I've seen that can pull it off. Where they're just kind of sitting in front of their laptop and trading. I mean, otherwise I just don't see it happen. It just doesn't. And if you're watching this YouTube channel, fuck, you're probably one of the ones that it won't work for. You're probably a more normal person like me, So we're in the same boat. You're a very responsible analyst. Thanks for not speculating. Makes sense to me, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for the kind words. Do I ever have gut feelings about trades? I do, but I don't listen to them. I don't believe in gut feelings, really. That's a fair answer. Do you believe that the banks and institutions will allow or even be able to suppress the rise of cryptocurrency as an alternative to fiat, which they manipulate? Okay, let me reread your question. Do I believe that banks and institutions will allow or suppress the rise of cryptocurrency as an alternative to fiat? Banks and institutions. Yes and yes, absolutely. They will try, they are trying, and they've already succeeded. Yes and yes. Somebody asked, like, what about the Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation? Shark craps. It hasn't been a hedge against inflation for a long time, and I don't think it will be for a long time either. The fact of the matter is, Bitcoin is a highly speculative asset. People are only interested in Bitcoin when they think it can make them money. If they don't think it can make them money, they drop it faster than not Down syndrome. I did not mean Down syndrome, specifically autism, specifically people that just learn differently. People that just have you know what autism means. We're all like, autism's a spectrum. We're all probably a little bit autistic, right? It's only when you pass a certain threshold, you're like, okay, that person's autistic. But we're all a little bit, like on that scale. It's just normal. So that's what I mean. I mean people that are a little bit further down. But yeah, this hedge against inflation thing. Yeah, I don't really see it happening. And then as for the banks and so on, yeah, that's definitely already happened as well. So. Yeah, Bitcoin, like I said, it hasn't served that function for a while. It's very speculative. People throw it away as soon as they realize it's not going to make them money, and people pile in as soon as they realize that it might make them money. So it might happen in the future. I hope it does, but I don't necessarily think it will. I think March will definitely go back for sure and get a nice profit. This is time to go. This is time to profit and go in for sure. Look at all the time. Oh man, I can't understand some of these questions. Maybe it's me reading them, maybe it's you guys writing them, but I can't understand what you're saying. Brian, am I married? Mate, I'm 21. Thank fuck I'm not married. Would have made a horrible decision. Why are you asking me that, by the way, mate? With exactly what you just said, think of FTX, what you're up against without the proper plan. Yeah, sure. Simon added me on PSN. Yo, guys, if you got the new Call of Duty, I'm probably just going to go play some Call of Duty right now. I was a little bit tired. I thought I was going to sleep. I'm just going to go play some Call of Duty. Had a long day. I just want to play some Domination, just unwind. If you want to add me on PSN, check out my Instagram. It's linked in the description. I'm looking for a fiance. You know what? I'm in Dubai. We're allowed 4 wives in this country. So I got 4 open slots. Most 21-year-old thing I can say. Yeah. Check out my Instagram and just look at my story. I put my PSN thing there. If you wanna, let's do a little lobby. Let's do a little lobby. Just DM me on Instagram if you want to do a little. I'm in the Middle East, right? So if you're in like Europe or a little bit of Asia, then that's gonna work. Unfortunately, US viewers are gonna be too far away. But I'm down for a little bit of Call of Duty. If you want to make a little bit of a lobby with you guys, we can get on a Discord and talk about it. Why PSN versus PC? Mate, I have got a rig that I would have creamed myself over a few years ago right next to me over here. It's a twin, what's it called? SLI GTX 1070. Is that the right word? GTX? 4 wives better make a lot of money. Mate, I'm in crypto. I'm here for a lot of money, mate. we're in the game. We're in the game here. GTX 1070s in SLI. This is a beast of a rig, and it's powering 6 monitors that I've got all my trading stuff set up on. But I don't really game on PC anymore. That shit was so addictive. I used to be a gamer 10, 12 hours a day. It was pretty bad. Did I watch England versus Iran? Yes, I did. Just for a laugh, stay single. Everyone's telling me to stay single, mate. Everybody's telling me to stay single right now. I don't have Insta. Can we get a name drop? Yeah. So my thing is this. This is my name on PSN. But I need a way to talk because I wanna be able to. I don't like playing Call of Duty without call outs and stuff. I used to play games very competitively back in the day. At least to just fucking kick around, just talk shit, I prefer to be able to play with people that aren't just silent. Do I still game a fair amount now? No, absolutely not at all. In the last month, I've played 10 minutes of video games, and that was today. I just can't. I don't have time. Today I wanted to play a little bit of Call of Duty because I downloaded the game and then I just flew straight to Bali. So good problems, right? But I just didn't have time to get on and play. So I played a little bit today, and I was like, this is kind of boring. It is kind of boring. I can't enjoy games anymore. I mean, I don't even mean to say this sounding like a dick, but with the cars that I have available, the cars that I've got, cars are my real joy and passion now. I just can't. I know my car is parked downstairs. I could just go for a drive and I'd have way more fun than any video game can give me. But still, I mean, I like them. I think they're cool. So yeah, that's my PSN, and I don't know. We'll find a way to do a group chat. You can probably. I think there's like there is a DM function on PSN, so we'll figure it out. This was named after somebody, by the way. I wonder if any of you guys know who I named this. You might be able to figure it out. The C is irrelevant. And the hint is that I made this name in around 2017. Hello from delicious Mauritius, Ritesh. Have I visited here yet? Dubai is not far. I haven't. I have not visited. I really want to, but not yet. Which cars do I have? Mate, there's an Instagram reel just for this. Let me see if I can find it. It was just posted to my page. This one right here. Oh fuck, I can't open it. So I got this Ferrari right here. This is what's downstairs right now, and I haven't actually shown my other cars here. They might be on my story. Oh, I can't see anything. Wow. Maybe it's on my TikTok. Yeah, so I don't manage my TikTok, by the way. I've got a guy on this for me, and we're just trying this out, like seeing what's up. Let me see if I can find myself. I'm a huge car guy. It's a problem. Like, I actually can't stop buying cars, and I'm like, it's not like sometimes I buy them and it's a stupid idea as well. Like, I shouldn't be, you know. Like, recently I bought a Range Rover. Do I have Lambo? No, I have taste. I don't have a Lambo. Yeah, it's not even posted here. No, where is it? It's on Ayman Yaman's channel. Ayman Yaman, very cool guy out here in Dubai. He posted it. Not channel, TikTok page, but where is it? Where am I? Here it is. This is my villa here in Dubai. He's just asking me what am I doing for a living. So yeah, the numbers are wrong. They're not that expensive. But this GT3 is manual. This is really, really cool. And this is my Model 3 Performance. Very, very fun car. And that's the brand new Range Rover. That's blue now. That's in the same blue as the other cars. So I got 4 here in Dubai. Another bunch in London. Yeah, it was good. And it was nice to buy the Range Rover at 20k because obviously we're a little bit lower now. So if I sell the Range Rover, I get about 20% more Bitcoins back. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I haven't changed shirts since. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah, Superman. That's it, Sandy Cheeks. You got it. What an interesting name, Sandy Cheeks. I haven't changed my shirt since. Interesting. Good observation there. Good observation. This is my gym t-shirt. I was doing an outdoor. That's why I'm sweaty. You can see my sweat right here. I was just doing a workout before you came because I have a. You can actually see it in the background. There's a little gym set up. See that right there? Oh shit! You can't zoom in. Yeah, right there. There's a little gym set up. So I've got a gym in the back of the villa. Yeah. TikTok is dangerous, man. This shit like just sucks you in. You get so addicted to it. I don't like to use TikTok for that reason. Why play Need for Speed when you can just drive your Ferrari, man? There's levels to this shit. Yeah, mate. Yeah. But I tell you what, car racing games are still really, really fun. Car racing games are still really, really fun. I still play them from time to time. Very rare, but I still play them. A lot of people say buy a car with 10% of your net worth. Good advice. Nah, it's too high. It's too high, mate. I've done it with way more than 10% of my net worth. But I'm just crazy for cars. My rule has been only buy a car. It depends how aggressively you make money. It depends what you're doing. Yeah, I'm not even going to say my rule because this will be different for different people. But I don't know. 10% to me sounds a little bit too high because like what is your net worth comprise? You're gonna if you're ready to buy a supercar, like a really expensive car, you're probably gonna have a property. You're probably gonna have some other assets that are hard to sell. You're not gonna have that much liquid cash. So I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to like lease cars or get them on hire purchase, but only like hire purchase meaning like you buy it but you pay installments until you own the car, but only if you can afford to buy it outright. That's my take on buying expensive cars, to be honest. Yeah, yeah, and by the way, like this is the thing. It's like, like obviously I've got this really really cool life, but I never talk about it on YouTube. Like it's very very rare. Google says my net worth is 7 million. That's not true. No. Um, and I never really talk about it. I don't I don't actually know my net worth, by the way. I haven't checked for like more than a year. I stopped checking. I used to check every month. I used to obsess over it, but I don't really care. I know it's gone down massively, obviously, but because of the Bitcoin crash. But I don't care. I'm in Bitcoin and I'm happy with that. I sold a huge stack of my Bitcoin, a very very big stack of my Bitcoin up here around this time. Yeah, it was like March, April 2021. Huge amount to buy a house, to buy the house that you saw in the previous TikTok. I sold a Bitcoin up here, so I didn't really care after that. I got my mom that house, and family lives there, so we're chilling. It was a good decision. And that's why I kind of went crazy with the cars too. I'm like, made my mom proud. Now I'm just gonna buy a bunch of cars. Yeah, by the way, the Google net worth estimates are always wrong. They're always wrong. I've never seen a person where what they told me and what Google says was the same. It's so far off. It's not even funny. Zigzag, I just got married 2 weeks ago. Best choice I've ever made. Well, you would say that after 2 weeks. I'm just saying, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's been 2 weeks, I fucking hope you're saying that it's the best choice ever. I don't know. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. When I lost my first 1,500, she told me that even though I lost money, I gained knowledge of how to trade better. That is true. You pay for lessons. When you lose money as a trader, you're paying for lessons. That's the only thing that's happening. And as long as you see it that way, you're gonna be perfectly okay. I'm just refreshing the fear and greed index, by the way. I'm not gonna show it to you because I can't be asked to pull the screen. Actually, fuck it, I'll show you. Fear and greed index flatlining right now, back in extreme fear. So we're in the right kind of place to get a bounce, in terms of sentiment and stuff like that. So that is something that I think is worth paying attention to. Hello from the Scottish Highlands. Wow. Al's Pond, living in paradise. The Scottish Highlands, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life. I've been to a lot of cool places. I'm a huge nature guy. As much as I live in cities and travel to cities and so on, I love nature way more than any city in the world. That's a lie. I like LA more. But the Scottish Highlands, they were something else. Scottish Highlanders are straight out of a fucking fantasy book, a fantasy novel. What was my best trade ever? I don't really know, man. I didn't really have I had really really good trades that stood out above others, but I don't even want to answer that question. I did have crazy percent profits, but the best ones were simply where I compounded. I made one good decision after another, and it wasn't each individual trade that was good, but it was the compounded effect of them happening. That actually was very impressive. And that actually made a really big difference for me. That's what was important. In terms of getting my bankroll up and stuff like that. So a lot of that was happening around this run. I mean, this run up was so fucking easy to trade. It was just I pulled 2 or 3 300% profits in this kind of range right here. So that was really really nice. It went all the way up to 24. I can't even remember. It was a little while back. I can't remember if I think about it, but yeah, it doesn't matter because I'm more interested in what I can pull off now. Oh, I didn't even show you. My bad. I was talking about this range right here. Can't see the screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about this range right here. This is late 2020, early 2021, around there. Kind of. It was actually mainly just in 2020 that huge streak happened. And yeah, there's been stuff in between before or after, but it's not about individual trades. That's a big thing that I teach inside the Fourth Eyes Academy course. It's really not. And if you focus on that, you're on a path to failure. It's pretty bad. It's about compounding. Good decisions, good profits, and so on. How many countries have I been to? I don't actually know, man. Everyone's I've been to 40 countries, 50 countries. I don't know. I don't count. I have an app for this. Let me see if the app tells me the percent of countries I've been to, but it's not up to date because I haven't added Bali and Australia yet because I did them quite recently. Well, Bali isn't a country, but I've been to 9% of the world in terms of. Oh, let me just add. Let me add Australia and Bali. Indonesia. I don't think there's anything else that's missing. It's still 9%. Wow. I've only been to 9% of the world. Yeah, because I've never been to Africa. And I've never been to like Asia really. I mean, Middle East doesn't count as Asia to me. Do I still journal my trades? Absolutely yes. I journal more diligently than I've ever journaled before. Which part of Scotland did I get my accent from? I don't think I got my accent from Scotland. I have a couple Scottish friends from Glasgow. So I picked up a little bit of it from them maybe. But yeah, I think I have more of like a hybrid between British and American, which is a shame. I wish I didn't sound American, but I kind of have to. This is the thing is I developed this accent because I've been a YouTuber since I was 8 years old, and American accents are just easy to understand. Like they're the easiest accents to understand, even easier than British. So I just kind of developed a hybrid, I guess. Ever been to China? No. Would love to go. Someone's saying we pump from now, do we? Not necessarily. Okay, I guess you're just talking in general. If I trade on leverage, how many X? I mean, like I was saying earlier in this live stream, now I'm a little bit more comfortable to use higher numbers, but like 10X is usually what I'd go for. 5 to 10X, I'm happy with that. It's a good number. It doesn't really matter, right? Because if you use 5X leverage, but you double your allocation, that's like using 10X. So it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of down to personal preference. Bottom 14, 10K, 7K. Mate, I mean, this is the thing is I don't know. And it comes down to, like when I went on my tangent about when might we bottom, it's the same answer. It's the same answer for where we might bottom. I just don't know. How and what do you write in this channel? Do I have a video on this? It's a VIP video. It's not something that I've released to the public. It's not something that I think I'm going to release to the public. Because that's a really, really valuable bit of content that's been reserved for VIPs for a very long time. I've literally given them a very, very in-depth video on, those of you in VIP will know this, who are watching right now. I've given a very, very in-depth video on what a trading journal is supposed to be, what it's supposed to have, the benefits it gives you, the problems it prevents. Really, really in-depth on these three things. But then I also give you my trading journal. Empty, obviously. It's very intimate details. I wouldn't want anyone to ever read it. And I also put in an entry, like a practice entry of exactly how I would write it, but it's not real. And that shows you the level of detail that I go into as well. So it's all explained, and then I literally give it to you, and then I even put an entry in there so you know how I do it. And that I think is really, really valuable. But the more details, the more intimate, the more painful you let it be, if it needs to be painful, the better, I think. So yeah, very, very important details there. I should visit Africa. I'd love to visit Africa. There's so many places in Africa I want to go to. I'd love to go all over Africa, actually, especially to the big ones, to the big countries. South Africa is probably highest on my list, but there's also Zanzibar and Madagascar and the other really big countries, Kenya, Nigeria. Got a lot of friends all over Africa. Would love to visit. I have a posh Scottish accent. Well, I guess thank you. I've never heard Scots talking like me. Scots are actually a lot harder to understand than I think I am. Welcome in Morocco. Oh my god, I'd love to go to Morocco. Morocco's been a dream of mine for so long. Morocco would be so cool. Do you remember hearing me say that I would make a video of using leverage in the real world? I don't know what you mean by that. Beef or wine? And I don't sound Scottish. Yeah. Guys, do I sound Scottish? People who know how Scottish people sound. I don't think I sound Scottish. I don't know. Beef or wine? That's interesting. They're two different things, but I would choose beef. I'm not a huge alcohol guy, but I love beef. A little bit of Edinburgh, I'd say. Interesting. I'm gonna listen back to this and see if I can pinpoint that. Thing is, I don't spend that much time in the UK anymore. You know, so like I lost a little bit of my UK accent because of that, and the UK accent's probably the best in the world in my opinion. Not on a girl. On a girl, any accent that's not British or American is extremely hot. Any accent, especially European, anything. But like for a guy, I think a British accent is really cool, and I lost it. You know, and it's a shame. I want to go back to the UK for extended periods of time just to get it back. Nigeria has great food, amazing hustle culture, and subpar facilities. That's an interesting way to put it. It's a very interesting way to put it. Oh, you mean beer? Yeah, I'm not a beer or wine drinker. When I drink, it's spirits. I drink like an Indian. Because I'm half Indian. I'm not a huge drinker, mate. I'm not really, but it's spirits for me when I do. Actually, I just prefer to take shots, to be honest. Like, I don't even like to sit around there with a drink. Like, let me just cut to the good parts. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe as I get older, I'll mature up a little bit. It's also the calories, right? Like, you know, people don't even think about this, but if you're just like casually having a couple cocktails throughout the night, like 2-3 cocktails, you're already at like 500 to 1,000 calories, depending on what you're drinking. You know, like that's like half of your day's calories from food. You're getting it from alcohol. Very, very bad, destructive calories. Alcohol already is bad enough, and then you fucking pile a bunch of sugar on there as well. Like, cocktails are so fucking bad for you. Like, alcohol's bad enough. Like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, cocktails are a horrible idea. So I just, like, when I do drink, I prefer to go straight for the shots. Just get it over with, chase it down with water, have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, that's me. I don't know. I'm too much of a nerd for this shit. Seen 70% of the world. Wow, 70%. That's huge. Thing is, I feel like I've been to a lot of the world as well. Like, I've been to like all of Western Europe, and like a lot of the United States, and I've been to Canada, but it still just says 9%. Look. Oh, this reflection is making it really hard. See that 9%? 31% of Europe. All of Western Europe. That's everywhere I've been to. I don't think there's anything missing from that. I do want to go to Saudi and Qatar. I was thinking of driving there during the World Cup. That would be 2 more on the list. And have I ever lived in Scotland? No, I might check it out. I think it's worth doing. I feel like if I live in Scotland, I might like see like a Loch Ness monster. I guess I might see like some mythological creature. What app is that? It's called Bean, Been, on the iOS App Store. What about Poland? My God, I'd love to see Poland. So my plan is for this summer, this coming up summer, I don't know where I'm gonna be yet, but I would love to hit up some of the kind of, what's it called, like Central European and Eastern European cities, the big ones. Prague, Warsaw, kind of high up on the list, and still haven't done any Scandinavian country, not even Iceland, Sweden, Norway. So obviously I have to go to those. I think, maybe another Europe tour. I'm missing the sights in Scotland, like all the rain. Yeah, the weather is pretty disgusting in Scotland, but my God, when it's nice, like for 5 minutes when it's nice, it's so nice. It's still always cold. Even in summer, it's cold. It's funny. Scots get happy and it's like 21 degrees. Like 21 degrees to me is cold now after living in this desert. And that it doesn't really get higher than like 25, does it? London hit 40 Celsius this year. That was crazy. 40 fucking Celsius. We had like roads melting out there. It was crazy. Yeah, I really want to see Poland. And if my mom let me, my mom's still my boss, but if my mom let me, I'd even go right up to the border with Ukraine and just kind of see what it's like out there. But yeah, I think she, if that didn't kill me, she would if I did that. Born in Prague, family had to move back to Nigeria. Never been back since. Hope to go back someday. Dude, I hope so for you as well. If that's something you want to do, hope it works out for you, dude. If I long the coin with 20x leverage and add enough margin until liquidation is zero, that's not possible. Would that work? And by the way, Mauritius is an African country. Yeah, I was aware. That you can't get your margin down to zero. I mean, maybe it's possible. I don't think so. I don't think that's even mathematically possible. Actually, what you described is a 1x leverage, like spot buy, basically. Yeah, it's a weird question, man. I wonder like what even made you ask that question. It's a really strange, interesting. It's an interesting question, but it's a weird one. All right, guys, I am gonna call it a stream here. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Ended up staying on for like a whole half hour, 1 hour more than I thought I would here. But that's okay. It was good, really, really good chat. I might just go ahead and always isolated leverage for me. Always, never cross, never ever cross, unless I have to. I want to bring up Prime XBT with you guys, by the way. You're going to be hearing a little bit more about them from me again. I used to talk about Prime XBT a lot. Very, very cool exchange. This is actually one of my favorite ones because they offer crypto, but also Forex, commodities, gold, silver, stuff like that. Look, fucking oil. You can trade oil here. They've got indices. Germany, S&P 500, Nasdaq. Got the Hong Kong one. They got Japan, UK 100. They've got everything. They've got everything like that. They don't have stocks and stuff like that, but crypto, Forex, I don't care about Forex, but the other two commodities and stocks, that is so cool. That is so cool. And you can trade all of this by like depositing crypto. I don't even think you need to do KYC. I'm going to check, but this is a really, really good exchange. Unfortunately, it's cross only. They don't have an isolated option. I've been asking them to do isolated for so long, but they just don't do it. But I love these guys. I'm going to be talking about them a little bit more. You're going to see a video about them probably tomorrow. So look out for that. Don't sign up yet. I'm going to give you a link, and that link will let you get some really cool bonuses. So check it out, but don't get your sign up yet. Because you'll get some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what you get. Let me see if I can pull it up. I did pull it up. Let me see what your benefits are when you use that link. Yeah, you get sign up bonus. You get extra money in your account, and fee discounts as well. There's a promo code. I'm not gonna say the promo code yet. I do have it all in front of me, but I need to put it in the description properly and everything like that. So. Maybe it's already in the description. One sec, let me check. Maybe. No, it's not. It's not in there yet. Would be very cool if it was. Yeah, I need to get my team to add it. Volatility indices? Not that I know of, mate. This is everything. I don't know if there's a full list, because this is quite an annoying... Yeah, this is the full list by the looks of it. But this is enough. I mean, shit, like, you don't need more than this. This is a lot. This is a lot. Last traded price here, 39.54, and the real figure, 39.49. So it's close. It's close. It's not like perfect. There is still a bit of a spread, but I think this doesn't matter. This difference. UK 100 7407 and the real price 7406. So that's pretty much identical. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's really good. Do you need the clot shot to enter Dubai? I haven't heard it called that. Wow, that's a very interesting way to label it. No, I don't think you do. I mean, it probably depends on where you're coming from, but as far as I know, you don't need it to enter Dubai. I actually can't remember though. You might. No, you do. I don't know. I can't remember. Mate. All right, I'm gonna call it a night here. Thank you all for tuning in once again. See you all in the next one. Do me a favor, smash up the likes if you haven't done so already. Double check that you're subscribed, all that good stuff. Bybit CEO interview coming tomorrow. Very much excited. Again, one final call for questions. I'll see you guys on PSN. Let me see if we're doing a little thing. I'm just gonna check my Instagram DMs. That's where we'll organize it. If you're around this kind of region. Instagram's always being Instagram. But I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you guys. Cheers. Been a good one. It's been a nice long one today. About 2 hours. Very, very good. A little bit more than 2 hours. Very, very good. Thank you all for tuning in. Cheers. I'm out.